Rwanda, 1994. The 100 days that shocked the world. In the heart of Africa lies a country of breathtaking beauty, Rwanda, known as the land of 1,000 hills. But in 1994, this peaceful landscape became the site of one of the most horrifying tragedies in modern history. In just 100 days, over 800,000 people were killed, not in a war between nations, but by neighbors, friends, and even family. This is the story of the Rwandan genocide. Rwandan society was mainly divided into two groups, the Hutu majority and the Tutsi minority. For generations, these groups lived together, sharing language, culture, and land. But everything changed under colonial rule. First, Germany, then Belgium took control of Rwanda. The Belgian authorities favored the Tutsis, giving them positions of power and privilege. They even introduced identity cards labeling people as Hutu or Tutsi, turning social differences into rigid ethnic divisions. Over time, resentment grew. By the time Rwanda gained independence in 1962, power shifted to the Hutu majority, and tensions exploded into cycles of violence and revenge. On April 6, 1994, a plane carrying Rwanda's president, Juvenal Habyarimana, was shot down. Within hours, roadblocks appeared across the capital, Kigali. This was no spontaneous reaction. It was planned. Extremist leaders had prepared for this moment. They blamed the Tutsi minority and called for their extermination. What followed was a reign of violence unlike anything the country had ever seen. Militias, including the notorious Interahamwe, began targeting Tutsis and moderate Hutus. Ordinary citizens were encouraged, even ordered, to participate. Radio stations broadcast messages of hate, urging people to turn against their neighbors. Victims were hunted down in homes, schools, and churches, places that once offered safety. The violence spread rapidly, engulfing the entire country. As the killings escalated, the world watched, but did little. The United Nations had peacekeepers in Rwanda, led by Romeo Dallaire. He warned of the impending genocide, but his requests for reinforcements were denied. Major world powers hesitated to act. Some even avoided calling it a genocide, a word that would legally require intervention. While Rwanda burned, the international community stood by. The genocide finally came to an end in July 1994. The Rwandan Patriotic Front, led by Paul Kagame, took control of the country. The killing stopped, but the damage was devastating. Millions were displaced, families were shattered, trust was destroyed. Rwanda was left to rebuild from unimaginable loss. In the years that followed, Rwanda faced a difficult question. How do you deliver justice when so many were involved? International courts were set up, including the International Criminal Tribunal for Rwanda. But Rwanda also turned to traditional community courts known as Gakaka, where survivors and perpetrators faced each other. The goal was not just punishment, but healing. Today, Rwanda has made remarkable progress. It is one of Africa's fastest-growing economies and a symbol of resilience. But the memory of 1994 remains. The Rwandan genocide is a reminder of how quickly hate can spread and how dangerous silence can be. It teaches us that division, when fueled by fear and propaganda, can destroy nations, and that preventing such tragedies requires vigilance, courage, and humanity. More than 800,000 lives were lost in just 100 days. Their stories must never be forgotten, because remembering is the first step to ensuring it never happens again.